Hey, what up, though? All right, check it out. I want to apologize for last week. We had a series of situations, of technical difficulties, and we back. We back. Today's episode is episode 5. What happened to manly men? So what I want y'all to do is like, share, post. And if you have a son, a brother, a father, a boyfriend, a husband, a man, a best friend, especially if he's black, you need to be listening to this. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? So my thing is with the emasculating of the black man, not just the every man, but if you ever notice, it's getting to the point where they like us to wear dresses, and they got that kid, Gabrielle Union's, Dwayne Wade's son.
Yeah.
It's like at that point, how old are you to make a decision like that, to say that, oh, I'm a woman or I'm a girl?
Your balls ain't even dropped yet. Good. I mean, so parents. All right, we can really go there.
Go ahead.
We can really go there, man.
Open the door. We're going to walk right in.
Y'all going to have to forgive me in advance because a lot of stuff that I'm going to say today is not going to be politically correct, and I really don't give a shit. So take your feelings and put them in your back pocket because there's some things that needs to be said. I want to talk about manly men, but in order to get to the point of manly men, we have to go down the street of an origin to get there. So we're gonna talk about the point where he was saying, and then we're gonna go back to the beginning. But I agree with you. At some point, once you become a young man of a certain age, you can choose to do with what you want with your life. But as a parent, telling your kid that it's okay for you to be your boy. It's okay for you to throw your dick away and become a girl.
Yeah, they even put that dang on the disclaimer with the X on the Michigan's driver's license. Well, non-binary, which is amazing to me. So we getting to the point where we're doing too much.
Yes, very much so. Doing too much, man, in regards to the point where we're altering.
Yeah.
We're altering the sex of the baby. And when the baby is born, you're not celebrating what the gender is. And then now what they're doing to women is saying that I want to make sure I got this right, assigned at birth. That's the LBGT clause for saying you don't have to be, that's what you were assigned at birth. No, you were born a male and or a female, not assigned at birth. Everybody want to keep playing God. Stop playing God. I'm not at war with anybody that has a alternate living lifestyle. That's whatever you choose to do, you choose to do. But I will say this: allow that young man, any young man that's in a state of confusion, he don't know who he is, his hormones is all over the place. Until he get his first piece of ass. I ain't talking about no male ass. I'm talking about some female ass. He don't know what he gonna do.
That's right.
Leave him alone. Y'all stop forcing these kids to make a decision that he could regrettably hate the rest of his life. Hell, he might decide he won't fish and steak. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
there are people who like it both.
Yeah, he might like it both. I mean, that's your choice.
With that being said, I watched a couple of episodes of this Tyler Perry show called Sisters, right? Now, all the women in there, they are in a state of confusion, and all the dudes are beefcake. Well, most of them, except for the one guy that's
You said beefcake.
Yeah, they beefcake. They got these hard bodies, and they always naked. The girls are not naked. The dudes are.
Right.
And they had one girl that she was a Caucasian woman. She was beautiful, but she just happened to be sleeping with one of the stars' boyfriend. Well, he wasn't a boyfriend at that time, but he was. They was having relations.
All right, so check this out. You talking about state of confusion? Mm-hmm. We're gonna go right into the sisterhood thing. Okay, so
exactly.
All right. Ooh. So when women are head of the household, it's usually out of balance. That's not to say that they can't do a good job, because there's a lot of women out there that run circles around two-parent households. But a lot of time, it's out of balance. Reason being, you can have a man in a household, and if that man falls back and doesn't do what he's supposed to do, the household is going to be out of balance. It's supposed to be God, man, woman, child. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, nowadays, that's not where it's at. I will say that women have taken a more stronger standpoint because of a lot of weaker men or men who don't want the responsibility, and they are running a household, and they somehow find that balance. What do you think about that?
Well, you gotta remember, man. You know, like a lot of times when with the trilogy, you know, the father and is the head. No matter how much money that woman makes, right? He's still the head. You know, somebody got to make decisions, and sometimes our decisions could be co-made. You know, made jointly because we are partners and opposed to anything. But what's going on now, you have people wanting to say, I don't need a man for this or that. And
right.
then so when the dude is there, he could be there, but yet and still he's the enemy within the household.
He's invisible. I had an interesting conversation this weekend, Doc, and I want you to chime in on this. This is a question was asked to me. If a husband makes $400,000 a year, okay, is the wife still expected to work? And if so, why? So my answer to the question was, everybody got to work. Everybody got to work. Everybody should be able to contribute to something. I'm not saying you got to pay the bills, but still work, because you might want to. You still want to go shopping. You want to go shopping. You want to take trips and, pamper yourself. Do something. And if you don't want to work, that woman should be contributing her time to charity. I watched a movie this weekend called Passing. Okay, Passing. And that movie where the woman was passing, she would occasionally pass for white. It's on Netflix. A black woman would try to pass for white occasionally. She had a girlfriend that passed for white all the time, married a white man. Long story short, the black man was a doctor. His wife didn't work. She also had a nanny/maid that was black. She wasn't cooking. She wasn't really tending to the kids. The family was taken care of. She was able to do it. So my question is, if a man is making $400,000 a year, is the woman required to work, or should she work, or she should do something to at least volunteer your time, give something back?
Well, I think that I hate to say this, I'm gonna piss everybody off. In some cases, if you don't do anything, you become lazy, because we talk about, and if you if that lady don't work or do anything, she becomes complacent. There's a point. Okay, I make $400,000. You don't cook, you don't clean. Are you gonna fuck?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. So only thing you get. So
I need a round of applause on that, man.
I can get me a 40 ball, bro.
You know how many 40 balls you can get for $400,000?
That's what I'm saying. You get your 40 ball and fuck once a week and just keep it.
Listen, y'all dudes out there, let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all using the 40 ball all wrong. Okay, so in case you don't know what the 40 ball is, it's when you hire a lady of the night or the day or the morning for $40 for an hour. Am I right, Doc? Is that how I go?
It don't have necessarily be an hour. She could just do what she need to do and get the fuck on.
Oh, okay. But see, if I'm paying $40, it's going to be an hour. You know, it's gonna be, well, I'm going to need an hour.
Or longer. I mean, because sometimes the 40 balls begin to like you, too.
Yeah.
No plan. Yeah, the 40 balls begin to like you.
Shit, then it becomes a ball and chain. So, look. So, I think guys are using the 40 ball all wrong. So, this is what I would do.
Okay.
Not saying I ever did it, but if I do it, this is how I would do it. Mm-hmm. You get a 40 ball they can cook.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
40 ball they can fuck.
That's right.
Shit, what else you need about? I think that's it.
Cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaning. You need somebody clean.
A 40 ball made.
120.
That's right.
120.
That's it. A whole week.
Yeah, that's too much.
What's that?
Twice a week, 3 times a week? Because the one that cook, man, you got to look. If you're gonna be there, you got to cook at least 2 meals last week.
2, 3.
2, 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do they all be there at the same time?
They can be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because their positioning is different.
They got different roles.
No, their
That's right.
position would definitely be different.
Yeah. Definitely.
But they all be dressed the same. A French maid.
Yeah. All right, so I was stuck in a little fantasy there.
Yeah,
So
I
Doc,
see.
to answer my question, should the woman have to work if the man is making $400,000 a year, or should she be doing something?
She had to do something.
Thank
she
you.
don't have to work.
Thank you.
She had to do
You gotta
something.
do something, man.
Well, and most importantly, if it's my empire and I'm making
He
$400,000,
said it's empire.
if it's my empire, she has to work. She had to work with me.
That's right.
That's because you know why?
Be a
Because at
part of
that
what I'm
point, you got shut the fuck up money.
Yeah, I mean, now you just shut the fuck up money. It's one thing to it. It's also bring balance to you. Because it's certain things that you won't do no more. You know what I mean? Certain things you keep in your P's and your Q's. And and she don't have to be the secretary or nothing like that, but
Right.
she could just be a person that your wife could come in here any minute.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To keep you on your toes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Be like, you know what, girl? You know me, like, girl, you cute. Mm-hmm. I'll fuck you later. You know what I mean?
Right.
It won't be none of that flirting in the office shit and none of that. So yeah.
All right. So what do you think women would allow? Ladies, would you allow your man? Y'all call in 313-855-5737. Would you allow your man to stay at home if you're making $500,000 a year?
I can tell you that.
I mean, because
Hell no. Hell no.
Wait a minute, because it's being done. Some of y'all only make $45,000 a year, and the dudes stay at home and don't
You know why?
do shit.
Well, that's
You know why?
Because you got
'cause
that
they-
good dick.
That's right.
Yeah, but
That's right.
they fucked up though. But at the same time, that's the type of woman I wouldn't even want to
Hey
be
man,
around.
good dick go a long way, man.
Yes.
Don't discount the good dick.
No, good
You can never
dick.
discount good dick.
Shut them the hell up.
Good dick go a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, because
In that upper room.
it's been times
back wall.
it's times I done drove women cars and I ain't have no license, and they knew I ain't had no license. So
Wow.
I mean, and brand new cars. So
Strong
yeah,
back.
I mean, most definitely.
Still got
strong.
the tag on the window.
Right. I mean,
Damn.
for real. I mean, and so, but like, I think that's one thing about men. I think we just really over sexualize ourselves, and we don't really get the true benefit of our sexuality
I agree.
like women do.
I got a quote here. I didn't say this. This is Queen Elizabeth, 1585. You know, the original queen. All right. I didn't say this. She said, "Women are only for reproduction and comfort of a man."
Wow.
Well,
At that point, they were.
Wow.
But because they didn't do anything else other than cooking and cleaning. And that, back then, you got to remember, they had just came out of the Stone Ages, pretty much.
no.
No, they had been around.
I know,
They're talking about
but that-
1585.
1585, but that was after the Moors had been in Europe.
Yeah. They had running water.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between the reason why man is only created? Man was only created was to produce and protect.
You know
That's
what,
right.
Doc? You know what? That's pretty good. Look, I got my notes there.
Right. I mean, the man. I mean, so that is correct.
Yes.
But if we follow those two laws, I don't think we would be fucked up. I think we fucked up because we trying to make other laws.
Listen,
That's true.
you're
I can see
absolutely
that.
right,
I
man.
can see that. I can see that.
They said here, according to World War II, the men weren't worth a damn if they weren't disposable in the war or the job place. So, goes back to what Doc was saying. If you weren't considered disposable, you weren't shit. You gotta be, man, listen. You gotta go off to war, fight for the country, fight for your family, be honorable, die in the war,
Or lose an arm.
lose an arm, let the stamping machine fall on your ass at the job, and die, drop dead at work, and then you'd be much more appreciative. He died an honorable death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You trip and fall in the
That's-
bathtub and some shit like that, you ain't shit.
Yep. But and it's crazy because when you start to think about it, where we lie at right now, we not that far between what exists to this day. Like, because most people don't even know in the jungle or the whatever the forest,
Right.
women is the hunters.
That's right.
Men are not.
That's the
Men are
lioness.
the men are the protectors, make sure that their females or children or cubs, whatever, don't get killed. However, he don't do shit but sit there and protect.
Controversial question, and that's true. I seen this on Facebook, man, and the people were going bananas. Do the children eat before the man, or does the man eat before the children?
I think the man should eat first.
Why?
Because he's the head of the household.
Okay.
And you should give honor to the head of the household. Just like with most prayers, who we give honor to is the head of the household. We say Jesus Christ, who's the head of our household.
But what if Daddy worked overtime? I mean, shit.
But you still.
I mean,
at that point, we should get back to eating at the same time.
And that's what they was talking about. So that's a great point. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
Okay.
I know growing up, man, my mother set my father's food to the side. Set my father's food to the side.
Make sure he had his own portions.
He had his own portion. He had his big piece of chicken.
Right.
That was sat to the side. This big ass plate, them plates that you can put in the oven. So, okay, ladies, I'm about to get real foreign right here. The shit that I'm about to say to you is going to sound real foreign. She would put the oven like on 225 or like this on the warming plate. Yeah. Put one of them nice porcelain plates in there so it wouldn't break. Wrap it up in aluminum foil. And kept his food warm because there wasn't no microwave.
Till he came home.
Yeah, till he came home.
Now you can come home and you say, "What's to eat?" Oh hell, we need to go to McDonald's.
Shit, McDonald's.
No, shit,
if you don't get your ass in there and get them Roman noodles, that's pretty much what you're looking at. Not all of them. Shout out to the ones that do cook. And, I know a lot of women are throwing tomatoes at the TV right now. Listen.
Throw them.
If you...
Hell, it's something to eat.
Hey, if you are one of the women that cook, shouts out to you. For real. Shout out to you. All right, so look, moving right along. How does sisterhood affect religion and relationships? How do you... I know you want this, man.
Wow. See, there's a point when, gosh almighty, ladies go too far.
Oh, shit.
No, they love one another for real.
I agree.
We're talking about very seldom do you can a lady can be dead dang gone wrong and her friends will back her up 100%. They don't even have to know her. And they still will back her up 100%. Oh,
yes,
we're gonna do it this way.
I hate that though, man.
But so it's like, well, damn. Well, where do I get it?
You don't.
No, you don't. It's like, and the dude had to sit there and follow step. You get corrected, but they never correct the woman.
What you think about that? It's a lot of secrecy.
I mean, but. Let me hear it in the proper context again, because what he just said threw me for a loop, because I'm starting thinking about something else. Say it again.
You're talking about. You were talking about.
No, you asked the question.
Okay, yeah. Well, I asked him the question about women, the sisterhood of women in religion, and how does it affect their relationship? Because like, girl, you need to go to church.
Yeah.
You go to church, you find a good man. He's not good enough because he don't go to church. That type of stuff.
I believe it affects them when one grows out of something. You know what I mean? When two, birds with feathers flock together. So
that's right.
At one time, so it might take somebody's uncle to die, and then they go to a sermon, they hear a good sermon. So next thing you know, they're going to church. Following week, they're like, you know what, girl, you need to go to church, because since then, I'm not gonna lie, I learned a lot, and it's a lot of good men in church, or whatever. But I think it's about one person showing another person how change came about.
Right. Okay.
Right. I think that's life, though. Yeah.
All right, so check this out. Some women, I don't want to generalize, allow their girlfriends to affect their marriage and their dating. Mm-hmm. I will say this, and now you're probably saying, how does this all tie into what happened to manly men? I'm setting the stage. We're getting toward that. Mm-hmm. Some women have this position where they don't want to hear a man's opinion. At all. Ooh. They don't want to hear a man's opinion because they're so used to hearing the opinion of their grandma, their sister, their aunties, their mother. And then they would even go so far to get a man's opinion that's not a manly man
You mean like a gay man?
Yeah, a gay man.
Yeah, that goes back.
You know, he's still a man. I'm not saying he's not a man, but I'm talking about somebody that's been through a heterosexual relationship with the member of the opposite sex. So you need to ask the right people. A lot of time when they do ask, when I get asked, they don't get the answer that they want.
Well,
It becomes a big rebuttal.
because they got once again, I'm gonna refer back to the show called Sisters with Tyler Perry. There's this one guy, his name is Maurice, right? And he's like, the guy who lived an alternative lifestyle, right?
Right.
And he gives his girlfriends his opinion,
Right.
and they base everything about. They know he's promiscuous.
Okay.
So here it is.
He's very promiscuous.
Yeah, he is. He's a man whore.
Yeah, he's a man whore for men.
Yeah, exactly. He's gay.
Which means he's a dude.
That's right.
He's gay. Yeah, he's definitely gay.
And so, what trips me out is that he has a roommate who's supposed to be straight.
Oh, okay.
But, dude, they call this dude the panty man.
The panty man.
The panty man.
Because he had some wore some panties.
He wore some panties, and he has a dildo that he wants.
Hold up. This
To
is
be-
a Tyler Perry production?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's on TV right now. Every Wednesday.
Here's you know what? I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Fuck.
Here's the thing. The truthful thing to me about Tyler Perry Productions, he say and does things people scared of, and it'd be a lot of truth in it.
It's true.
And people be like, you have never seen nobody do no show like this. You know why? Because people been scared to say it. How you gonna? Every group of girls have at least one gay friend.
That's right.
And that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
truth. You know what I mean?
Proven fact.
And the fact that he put it how he put it, like all of them don't really get along. One of them just came in the bunch. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they just accepted one of them. But it's crazy. Like I didn't like none of his TV shows. That's the only TV show. Well, I'm lying. I love Meet the Browns. I love the Pans.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but this is his newest show.
Right.
I actually like because
If it's work, it's winning.
well, it works because it's on BET, and it works because it is him, and he got the means to do it.
Right.
This is true. Hey, Doc, let's play some bills right quick. When we come back, we're going to talk about what is today's purpose of a husband. What is today's purpose of a husband?
Okay.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Be right
Bright
back.
like a star, fuck to LA, where we rhyme and ball, fuck to LA.
Byron, tell me about your book. This is great. We found you in Roger Neal's lounge. What are you doing with this new book? Are you launching?
Yes, I'm a 4-time book author. This book is called Husband Unleashed. It's an erotic thriller.
An erotic thriller.
Yes, but it's like 50 Shades of Grey, but on steroids. Written by men, for men, to teach women. I tell you what, keep your lover on standby. You're going to love it.
From your mouth to God's ears to all the women out there. That sounds hot, hot, hot. And where can we find it? Is it on Amazon?
Amazon, Kindle, all ebooks, Ingram, Nook, you name it, it's there. International. Husband Unleashed.
Husband Unleashed. Woo woo. All right.
Fuck to LA.
All right, and we're back. Hey, so look, before we get back to the question, all right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to send some shout out to some people that's watching. Shout out to Sharonda Butler. What's her name? Kellen Lee. She says she needs to do something. She can't sit at home. Thank you. That was based off of
that
what
makes
we were talking about.
about everything. Yeah, with the 400,000.
Hey, listen. Hey, what they say? Idle hands is devil workshop.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got to do something. You got to do something. All right, so listen. What's today's purpose of a husband? Do a woman really need one? Or does she want one? What is the purpose?
I think it's the same purpose as it always been. I just think that now black men has to start getting into who they are for real.
Yeah.
Live their dreams. Don't let nobody knock them down. I ain't talking about being a 60, 50-year-old rapper in the beginning.
Right.
But what I'm saying is do what's on your heart.
Yes.
Do what your God-given gift is. Because by far there's more opportunities for women in today's time
I've said that.
than it is for men.
Yes.
However, men has neglected a lot of means that we had in the beginning.
Yep.
There was a time when people worked for the plants, they was able to go to college for free.
Yeah. Didn't take advantage of it.
They didn't take advantage of
Yep.
it. there was a lot of things that was going on where black men was able to have better health.
About healthcare.
Not health care, but they was taking. I remember they was going around actually checking on black men's blood pressure and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
They still do that.
Yeah.
They still do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But not as much.
Yeah, a
Not
lot
as
of
much.
well checks and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they had a lot of wellness check and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, at the plants, they was able to go inside the trucks and
Yeah, because they brought it. They brought it to where you worked because they knew black men and men generally was not going to go to the doctor.
And so, but now it's different. So I think it's still the same
Yeah.
reasons why people should get married.
What do you
Okay.
think the purpose of a husband is today?
Well, truth be told, I think like Doc said, it's the same thing, but we're more so disposable at this point. I'm gonna go somewhere totally different because you got a case where I'm gonna take you over here back when we was talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Okay, so you might have a dude that's responsible and doing all the right stuff that you're supposed to be doing, and he's not good enough because you still want that cat with the strong back.
Right.
So it also ties into Michael Baisden talking about polygamy, because so now is it fair for this woman to have more than one mate? Because
Because it's going to happen.
right? Because you got one who provides the income and one who provides the orgasm.
You know what, ladies? That's real. Check this out. Ladies, I want y'all to call in 313-855-5737 or either hit us up online here. What is more important, a big bank account or a big penis? I asked some ladies this,
Hey,
and
that's-
these are ladies that are of a certain stature in life. I only deal with certain type of women. So, I just feel like I have to say that because people, what kind of women you deal with? Look at me. Nothing about me says hood rat. Okay, so let's just make sure we understand that first and foremost. These women told me having a man with money is nice, but if he has a very small member, she's going to cheat on him.
Yeah.
I said, so, well, which one you going to pick? I'm going to go, she said they're going to go with the guy that's going to be able to satisfy them because she can help build this guy up, motivate him to get some money. He probably ain't going to be a millionaire, but he can give her 1 million strokes.
Yeah. But he's not going to be faithful to her like she's not going to be faithful to the other guy.
Yeah.
Because if you can do what you're supposed to do in the bedroom, you could do that everywhere. This is true.
What you mean far as like efforts?
Yeah, hey, listen. You could do it effortlessly. I'm playing my video game. I play my video game, and when it's that time, I perform.
Mm-hmm. But you call
make,
a booty.
You make $400,000, and I'm sitting here playing my video game.
Call a booty.
Call a
That's
booty,
right.
not call a duty. Call a booty.
That's right.
But check this out. So, show the people the picture of the competition that men are up against right now, which are other ladies making adjustments to their life. Let me know when that's up.
They got her
there,
liquor
Doc.
license.
It's something.
Yeah. Some of these lesbians, studs, bulldaggers.
Man.
I don't know what the correct terminology of it is.
I think they gay.
Yeah, it's that new trend in Houston.
Okay, yeah,
and
look at that, look at that. So now, not only do she got a liquor license and she's able to juggle your ovaries with her tongue, she's going to get a beard to match.
Yeah, they shave. They shave.
What the fuck?
They shave.
is going on, man?
And
It's glue.
No. Some
No,
actually.
but this one is actually a glue, but yeah, some of them are going
actually
with the
shave.
hormone
If you
stuff.
shave, the hair comes back. It's just like my mother used to have hair on her chin. She used to pluck them out and so they wouldn't come
back fast.
Man, your mama gonna come back and haunt you, telling her.
No, but I'm just saying she used to pluck them out with the tweezers. They used to pluck them.
Yeah. No, but they do.
That way it wouldn't get you got some women who have
Ladies,
mustaches.
Don't put no razor on it. Don't put a razor on
you
that,
put that
ladies.
thing on there.
Oh, my God.
It's gonna come back thicker.
Hey, my buddy Wolf, man, he crazy as hell, man. He said, man, these women out here, they're bearded. They got these beards and stuff. He said, man, listen. He said, women get older. I don't mind a little hair on her face. He said, but 5 o'clock shadow? Nah, I'm
That's
not
not
doing that.
sexy.
He said, I'll settle for a 3:30. But a 5 o'clock shadow, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's
I said,
it,
dog,
much.
I can't do it. So listen, that's what we're dealing with as far as guys in competition, because you got women that are posing as men, or they're choosing the more masculine side of being a female to satisfy women. But at the end of the day, all I'm gonna say is this: how that beard work out every 28 days when you gotta go get them pads and shit? That's just, how does that work? Yeah, let me get them super obese. Yeah,
But
it's
you
a
know
little
what?
heavy out here today.
And they
does that
cycle.
work?
They cycles probably be on the same day too. You know, because if you hang around with one another, if you hang around with women, hang around with other women, their cycles normally sync.
If I'm a female and I'm the gay female and I got a stud, I'm gonna be disappointed in you because we bleed on the same fucking day.
Nah,
Okay, listen.
they like that stuff.
Nah, man. Now if you got no beard,
I think they like that. They like.
because if she got that beard, then that bearded lady gonna earn her red wings. I don't know if y'all know about that.
we
Some
talking
red
about-
wings. You know what that shit is?
Yeah.
That's some white boy shit.
I heard of blood wings.
It's disgusting. That's what it is.
But the thing is, they like a woman, right?
I ain't even bring my damn glass, and this shit is showing today.
Yeah. But if you to me, if you like women, Don't just go get a dude.
Go get you an ugly dude.
Yeah, nah. They
I mean,
they
no,
get an
seriously,
ugly
go
woman
get
that
the
look like a
ugly
dude.
But I'm saying, get you an ugly dude, and he comes with a dick. You know, not that plastic shit, but he comes. You know, he comes with a real life size dick.
Yeah.
You know, one size might
warm
not
body
fit
too.
all,
Yeah.
You know. All right, so look, now we get into the manly man part. I just want to put that part out there about, you know, what men are up against. Men are programmed to be disposable. We talked about that earlier. Women are programmed to fall in love with alpha males, not wimpy men. Prime example:
That's it.
Lois Lane,
One is Superman.
Clark Kent, but she loves Superman.
Right.
The old Superman, not the Superman that
The Superman's
suck
son.
dick now.
The
Yeah.
Superman's
You talking about his
son.
daddy?
Not the
Talking about his daddy.
not the super dick sucker. You know. Hey, they did this shit. I didn't do it.
That's right.
To the super dick.
Y'all fucked it up, man. I fucked it up.
Well,
First Bruce Jenner, now Superman.
yeah, I was disappointed with Bruce Jenner.
I used to eat the Wheaties, man.
Yeah, you know, we
You
talk about.
can't pause. You used to do it.
I used to eat the Wheaties, man. You know, it's fucked up. Yeah, that's how fucked up. I did when I was a kid, man. I ate Wheaties, man.
But just imagine, he was a champion triathlete. he was a champion triathlete.
Man, I used to eat the Wheaties.
I did.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Pause.
You took a childhood star or idol or hero,
Yep.
and you turned them into a woman.
Well, the whole thing is too, like I try to explain to people, they took a childhood white male.
Yeah.
And that white male was a champion to us all
He was.
at
That's right.
at the particular
was.
age, right? So they wanted us to accept it, so we can accept what our kids and our grandchildren could happily fall for. You feel me? So
Yeah.
they didn't take Carl Lewis. You know what I mean? There's certain things they did not do.
Carl
because-
Lewis was a little feminine too. Though.
yeah, but they would. Here's the thing.
But he run fast as shit.
They did things to make sure it hit us because they hit generation by generation by generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I
I can
mean?
see that.
It's not just they attacking one generation. They attack all three. Go ahead.
We're talking about. Do y'all remember Ben Johnson beat Carl Lewis, but they took the more masculine male and said no, he had used
He was on them steroids. He was on that shit.
enhancement, right?
Yeah.
But you
Steroids.
can, I don't care what you say. That dude ran fast as the.
Yeah, he was fast.
He was fast as heck.
I mean, but Bruce Jenner was fast too. But you know,
Yeah, not that
allegedly,
fast.
oh yeah, but allegedly, the reason why he was such a champion, man, he did the shit so smooth with ease because he had on, women's
Massive, yeah.
undergarments. You know, because you figure, man, if you got on panties and you run, that shit's a lot smoother. You know, them fucking tighty whities, man, it's a lot of fucking friction. Man. But the female panties, it's like silk, it's like running on a cloud.
Do y'all remember the act
Just saying.
that Dan Marino? He did the
You talking about the quarterback?
yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah.
No,
He
no,
did-
no,
he did
not
well.
Dan, not
You
Dan
talking
Marino.
about what the fuck is his name? Played for the Jets.
With the big teeth. Gosh almighty.
Joe.
Joe.
They call him Joe.
He did the commercial.
Joe Theismann.
No,
not
Joe
Joe
Theismann.
Theismann.
We fucking up all the What's his name?
I'm trying to think of his name.
Broadway Joe. That's what they call it.
Yeah, Broadway
He played
Joe.
quarterback for the Jets. He did a photo shoot in a fur coat and women's pantyhose.
That's right. He
Yeah.
did it in pantyhose. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, you know,
I keep saying Joe Montana, but it's not Joe Montana.
it's Broadway Joe. That's what they call him. I can't remember his last name. He's been out in the league about 50 years.
Yeah,
so I'm
100
sorry.
years
I ain't gonna
at
really remember.
least, right? But you know.
So check this out, man. Now, this is not my saying.
Okay.
I can't remember the author name, but he wrote the book The Boy Crisis. He said men who sit down all day tend to be estrogen driven.
Yes.
Would you he's about to say something or you stretching?
Oh no, I'm straight on that.
Oh,
one.
okay.
But the thing is, because
Especially if you work in a society of a bunch of women.
No, I was going to say that. I was going to say having a set-in-town lifestyle. You have a set-in-town lifestyle, and you sit down all day. And I only got those desks that you can raise up and you can stand up, and that way you won't be, and estrogen enriched. Because sitting down, gaining weight, Doc, myself, Byron, we all losing weight. We on this, Doc got a whole bunch of lemon water. Won't eat nothing or drink nothing but lemon water.
And that stuff right there makes your testosterone go up too. Matter of fact,
Exactly.
It's a proven fact that men's testosterone go up in like military settings where men are around a bunch of other men, prisons, athletic teams. Hell, just us sitting here.
That's right.
It's kind of like it's the equivalent to what women go through when they
sit
have their
around
period. Their
right.
cycle tends to what they call it, sync.
That's right.
But when men are around a lot of men all the time, your testosterone has been shown to go up.
That's right.
Because it's just the manhood.
They also say that our fathers, testosterone levels were higher than ours, and their fathers were higher than theirs, and ours is going to be, or it is, or will be higher than our children's.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, because they're getting a little softer every generation.
So listen, mamas, sisters, grandmas. I think women were right when they said some of the stuff. Some of the stuff, not what this male author said, but women have been saying for the longest time. Boys need to stop complaining to women because it makes them look weak.
Yeah.
Instead of complaining, there's nothing wrong with expressing your problem, but didn't have a resolution. And then sometimes, I'm not saying don't talk about it with them, because women do that. Some women do that a lot to other women and to men. It's not appreciated the same way as when men and boys do it. Because for one, we were told not to cry, don't complain, toughen up, act like a man, do this, do that. I say if you can, we're all gonna have weak moments.
That's right.
We're all gonna have weak moments. I know I'm guilty. I've had some weak moments. But the thing is, you gotta recenter yourself and then not let all the information fall on the female's lap. Go ahead.
Because I'm about to say, because when I hate to say this, it's hard. Some stuff you shouldn't expose your mate to, because when you expose your mate to some information, they look at you differently. They look at you as a weakling.
Yes.
And once they define you as a weakling, it's downhill from there. They don't respect you the same.
Yes.
They don't look at you the same, and then you may be an alpha, but now they're looking at you as if you're a beta. You're a backup dude. I mean, really, you're it's like, and then that's when they start thinking, okay, he has just as much estrogen in him than I have in me.
Where's the manhood?
That's right.
Where's the manhood?
Why is he doing what he's doing? Why is he sitting up here crying because life ain't the way it's supposed to be? Now,
one of the things I'm going to get into, we're going to show a couple of pictures here too. What's happening with some of the emasculation of men, and I'm a little disappointed. We talked about Dwayne Wade and Gabby and their son
Westbrook.
I got some pictures of him.
What's the other guy? Cam Newton.
On the
he
first
played good
email that I
yesterday.
sent you today. Yep. What's that?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Yeah, Cam Newton dresses like one of the ladies from the Mother's Board. He be having on the
that
Easter
big old
hats.
hat. Yeah.
What do they call them? The damn gauchos.
Yeah.
And kitten heels, the little shoes. I swear, Cam Newton dressed just like my grandma did.
And then not
He dressed just. Only thing he
Jaden
needed was the
Smith
Bible.
has been known to wear a dress too. Don't they always talk about the Simpsons getting things right? If you ever remember the Boondocks, right? The Boondocks had a series where they had the rappers wearing skirts.
Yes. You ever find that out?
And that Cam Newton, I got the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You
was that
Russell-
Cam?
No, Russell. You got
I
Russell.
don't have Westbrook. I got the one with the Bill Duckers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna go to that. So this hasn't just started. We go way back to Ricky Williams, football player.
That's right.
Did a cover with ESPN, who was a contributor to this.
Okay.
He was in a bridesmaid outfit, and then the coach, what's his name?
Dick Bucket.
Dick Buckus was the groomsman standing behind him, talking about the perfect marriage in NFL.
Wow.
That is inappropriate.
Yeah.
That is inappropriate. So now you got the NFL emasculating these warriors.
Yeah.
And then you got ESPN coming up with the idea for that. And you use a black man as the bride and the white man as the groomsman, which basically tells you we fucking your career
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
And his career ended up, he had a good career, but they ended up screwing him in the end.
That's right. Yeah.
He screwed himself too, but he
chose marijuana.
He
Which
probably
is
was
legal.
trying to recover from that damn
Yeah, because
From that,
they do
magazine cover.
emasculate you. You got me wearing a dress.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm a dude. I'm
Yes.
an alpha, but you got me sitting up here dressed up like a woman.
It's horrible, man.
And, where do they draw the line? They don't make you don't see a whole bunch of Caucasian men
No.
walking around. You don't see Asian men. You don't
They're
see
not doing that.
None of those guys are walking around
They're
in
not doing
dresses and skirts. But it's us
Yes.
because we're looking so much to conform and to be like them.
To conform to the bullshit. I'll tell you this. Now,
That ain't Dick Buckus.
No. What is his name?
That's Chicago. Shoot.
Anyway, he's a former
NFL.
football player. Listen, that dude, once you've been out of NFL for like 30, 40 years.
Dick Buckus. That was gosh
I can't think
almighty.
his name. Anyway, we're going to go to the next thing, man. We're going to have to go back to Sports Center for that shit.
I apologize, but give me a second. I think
so
about
fathers, there's something called Fathers Catch-22. Now, a lot of the emasculation starts at home with a father not being at home, not all the time, but in some cases.
Let's get
you
rid
have
of this
uncles,
joker.
you have uncles, you have fathers, uncles, stepdads, brothers, next door neighbor men will step into young men's life to help their lives be better. But now here's something that's called a father's catch-22. A father's catch-22 is learning to love his family by getting away from them so he can make money to take care of them.
That's
so
right.
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you stay at home and you're not working, you're taking care of the kids, you're not being considered as a provider. But then if you're at work all the time and you work an excess amount of hours and the bills are getting paid, you're not spending time with the kids. That's a father's catch-22. I know women say, well, it's a mother's catch-22. We're not talking about mothers. Y'all eliminate yourself from the equation because we're talking about fathers and the emasculation of men. Sometimes there are sacrifices being made that we don't know that was an ultimate sacrifice that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have worked 50 hours a week. Maybe I should just work 40. But then the house would have got, foreclosed or the vehicle would have got repossessed. So that's when you have to have a great helpmeet. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know if you guys have seen this movie called BMF, Black Mafia Family. In that movie, the dad has a great job to me. He works at GM, and he works a lot of hours, right? But they still not...
They don't respect him, man.
No, it's not the respect factor. It's the fact that he's not providing enough, and he works at the plant.
You know what it is, man? What's happening is he's competing with his son that's a dope dealer.
No,
And the mother, this is my opinion.
Mike Dicker.
Mike Dicker, that's it. That's what.
Yeah,
That's it.
we knew it was a dick in the Dick Buckus, Mike Dicker. There's a dick in there somewhere.
Because that was
And it
Chicago.
looked like Ricky Williams.
That's Chicago Bears. Great.
So, yeah. So, I think we're getting at the same thing. It's
Yes,
like maybe the word is not respect, they don't appreciate what he's doing, because that mother keeps straddling the fence.
Yeah, she's on
between her kids and
her husband.
Yeah, and her husband. What the father is saying, he's every father that I knew. I was
That's
that
right.
father.
You
try to say the same thing. You got these principles, but sometimes it don't match up to what's really going on.
And it's like, wow, you're gonna take this kid's side against me.
Because he got money. He got money.
It's but worse than that, it's like when you're at home, and then they turn the kids against you. You there, and you witnessing it, and you tell your kids, don't you do this and you do that, and then mama say, no, I'm not gonna do this or that.
But you know what though? If that man was not in the house, she would have to do both jobs.
That's true.
But then when he's there, you take away that masculine part of him, and then some of that masculinity is stolen from that father, and these boys see that, so therefore they feel like, well, if I do this in a relationship, my woman is going to do that. So therefore they take the secondary role and let the woman be in charge of everything. I'm not saying that a woman can't be in charge, but sometimes ladies, stay in your place.
You know,
It's real simple. I mean, just stay in your place. I don't find no other way to sugarcoat the shit.
But I'm gonna
man.
tell you, I've seen fatherless kids do way better than kids with fathers. Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
We talking about, so that means like kids like LeBron James. You know, it's how many you dream and say, I want to be the father to get my kid to the table and go to the league.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Pastor Jamal Bryan said something, man, that made a lot of sense. Sometimes some women are single because the Lord moved that man out of the way, because the Lord knew that man was going to be damaging to that kid. So you got people like LeBron, Dennis Rodman. You know, we can go on and on about all the people that turned out to be great, because if that father had stayed, that kid would not became what he became.
Exactly.
Shout out to the women for that, but that don't give you, that don't give you an excuse to say, the Lord said for you not to be in my life so my kid can be great.
Right.
Real quick before we get out of here, 20 to 25% of men file for divorce because they realize that their wives don't like them. Okay?
Wow.
And when that happens, that begins problems with the kids not wanting to stay in relationship, because if they see their father leave, but if they notice that it's an emasculation problem, them boys or those daughters notice that, and they hopefully at some point in time they try to correct that. Let's see, get down to the end here. Fatherless boys are a 9-to-1 ratio versus women raising sons. So, of course, women are basically doing a job. Boys need role models and fathers, and not for mothers to lie on those fathers. I don't give a damn how much you don't like that
and let
man.
the kid see his father.
Let that kid see his father. And that's the biggest part of it. We're going to go out on this. The government has become the substitute husband for women who have received benefits and money to keep that man out of the household since 1965.
That's trying to destroy the black family.
Yes.
Not the white family, not the Hispanic family, not the Asian family, but the black family. We need to get back together.
Get back together. Crimes done by 25% of blacks, and 3.2% of those guys did not have dads. That's based off of 1965. Today, it's 70% for blacks and 35% of whites who don't have dads. All I'm saying is, folks, dads matter. If you want your kid, thank you. If you want your kid to have some kind of masculinity in his life, make sure he has a masculine man that's going to be honest, going to be truthful. And I can guarantee the stuff that he tells your kid that's positive, you're not going to agree with it, because some mothers tend to want to deliver bad news with milk and cookies. Dudes ain't doing that. We just going to drop it how it is, deal with it, grow up. It's going to make you better. If you wait till later in life to try to make this man great by giving him bad news later, he don't have enough time to deal with it. Hit him with the shit while young, tell him when, what, where, why, how, and how to recover from it. That's how you build a masculine man, especially a black man.
There you go.
You got anything?
Well, you know what? I'm going to chime in on that. It looks bad now, but it won't be bad.
That's
later.
right.
Just deal with it.
That's right.
However you deal with it, just deal with it.
That's right. See y'all next Monday.
Deuces.